Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any 2 Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
How old were you and how old was she back then?
She was 21 years old. I was like probably 45.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's the age difference between you two?
Yeah, 23 and a half years.
23 and a half years.
This is the plaintiff, James Reeves. He says he met the defendant when she was a go-go dancer at a club, ended up dating for 2 years, but eventually broke up because of her cheating ways. 9 years later, they got back together, eventually got engaged, and he gave her a ring. Turns out a tiger never changes its stripes. She was seeing another man behind his back, and that's when he knew it was over for good. Now he wants his ring back and is suing the two-timing defendant for the $1,570.22 he's owed. This is the defendant, Laura Cardell. She says the plaintiff is an abusive man who would constantly call her names and make fun of her. When they split up for good, he told her she could keep the ring as a gift, and now all of a sudden he wants it back? He's just trying to get back at her because she left him, and this is a frivolous case. She's accused of going to court.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. James Reeves,
Yes.
you are suing Laura Cardell for $1,570.22, the price of a diamond ring that you gave her as an engagement ring, and then you folks broke up. Tell me what happened.
Well, we met 13 years ago at a local nightclub, and it was love at first sight. We had a relationship back then that lasted for 2 years. We broke up due to her lying and cheating on me, and her occupation. She was a go-go dancer, basically a stripper.
Okay, how long did you date her?
It was 2 years back then.
And during those 2 years, was she a go-go dancer, basically a stripper?
Yes.
And apparently that was perfectly fine those 2 years? It's just at the end that it was mattered to you? That's why you broke up?
She was cheating on me, and
I mean, you don't have to be a go-go dancer or a stripper to cheat on somebody, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you didn't really break up over her profession. You might have been dating her over her profession.
Well, it played a huge part in us breaking up.
All right, so go on.
And we never had, no engagement or nothing back then. All right, 10 years
How old
later.
were you and how old was she back then?
She was 21 years old. I was like probably 45.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's the age difference between you two?
Yeah, 23 and a half years.
23 and a half years. So you were dating somebody 23 and a half years younger than you, wasn't even 21, who was 21. Were you 21?
Yeah.
At the time? Yeah. All right, so go on. How old's is that your daughter?
Oh, yeah, my daughter.
Oh, honey. How old is your daughter?
23.
Okay, so go on.
All right, 10 years later, August 2nd of 2010, we run into each other once again. And almost immediately, we started another relationship. And this time around, it was a lot better. She was more mature, kinder, loving, sincere.
Yeah, because that's what you are looking for. When you're 40-something years old and dating a 20-year-old, you're looking for mature. So she was more mature, and
Yes,
then?
She was like 32 at the time. And things were going pretty good there for a while. A year and a half into our relationship, we were talking about marriage. So I went out and bought a diamond engagement ring, and I proposed to her on January 7th of 2012, and she accepted. And things went pretty good for the next couple of months. but then things started going downhill again due to her lying and cheating ways came back.
How?
And also her dancing. She was also dancing once again. And I go into place there, and it's the most dirtiest, raunchiest, filthiest, grimiest bar in the state of New Jersey. And I go in there, and she's butt naked in there dancing.
Okay, I'm very confused. You got engaged with somebody and you'd never been to their workplace? Or you knew she was dancing
I knew she was
and it
dancing.
didn't bother you?
All right.
Okay, so you go in and it's filthy and grimy, and then what?
Yes, she cheated on me.
She cheated on you. Not just she lied to you, she cheated on you with somebody else.
Yeah, she dumped me for somebody else at the end of July,
She
beginning
dumped
of
you,
August.
or she cheated on you?
She cheated on me. She dumped me. She was like, giving me the cold shoulder, and we weren't spending no time together. And she was seeing somebody else.
Okay, you feel that or you know that?
Oh, I have a picture of her with her new boyfriend.
After you broke up or before you broke up?
Right around the time we broke up. At the end of July, beginning of August.
Okay.
I got it off Facebook.
So she breaks up with you or you break up with her?
She dumped me.
She dumped you. Okay.
Yes.
So then you start to try to pay attention, and then you find out that she's seeing somebody else, and it's rather quick, I guess. And so
Yeah.
you've decided she must have been cheating on you. You ask her for the ring back when?
I asked her for the ring back probably in August of 2012.
And then?
She said no.
You had broken up when?
At the end of July, beginning of August.
Okay, so you ask her for the ring back, and she says?
She said no.
All right, tell me what's going on.
15 years ago, I met him, 1999. Yes, I was a dancer in a bar, just trying to make an honest living, not trying to be dirty or anything else.
Okay,
just
trying to make a living.
Trying to get by in my life because I had a very rough life growing up with my mother being a single parent, and I needed to get out when I was 18. And I went and I found a job. I tried to get a regular job. It was very hard to get a regular job, so I went and I danced just so I can get out of my mother's house because my mother was abusive and I needed to get out. I did. I got my own apartment, and in 1999, that's when I met Jim, and we dated. We went together and everything else. I find out to come that in 2010, we met each other again, and we became friends in the beginning, then we started dating, then we became serious. I thought he had changed. He was very abusive to me even then.
How abusive?
The plaintiff, 45, was dating a 21-year-old stripper. Pretty shocking, but it didn't work out. Years passed, and they got together again. Got engaged, but he claims she cheated, and now he wants the ring back. Let's listen.
He hit me, grabbed my hair, put my face in cat litter, and, not that I'm saying I was a perfect angel, but because I've come from abuse growing up in my life, from my mother and everybody else, I didn't need to be abused. That made things worse. And he was very abusive, and he kept accusing me of cheating on him and doing this and doing that because he knew he was older than me. I was a beautiful girl. I did modeling. The prettiest girl that he ever had in his whole life. So he has told me.
Did you say so yourself?
I didn't say that. He told me that.
Okay.
I was the most beautiful girl that he ever had in his whole life. If you look at me, you could tell. Then we became serious, and then he cheated on me. After a year and a half, he cheated on me and went with some whore in a bar. He went to a bar, and he went with some pig in the bar, and he was being a whore himself. I did not cheat on him. I never cheated on him. He met a girl in the bar, some slob. Sure enough, he was out cheating on me, getting a...
Okay.
I'm going to be straight with you.
I don't need to know that.
Okay, well, he was being a whore. He was supposed to love me. And he went to this woman's apartment. He was upstairs. He told me he was laying naked in the bed with her. And they were both laying naked in the bed. So what am I supposed to think? There's going to be some action going on
I'm
up
sorry.
there.
This is while you're dating?
Yes.
Okay. And so he tells you about it?
He told me 10 days later when he did it, after the fact that he did it.
Okay. And when he tells you, are you together? Do you break up with him over the snooze?
I didn't break up with him right away, no.
Okay. So you try to forgive him for cheating on you?
Yes.
And that doesn't work out. You're bitter and you...
I smacked him back and forth after that.
What do you mean?
Well,
Physically?
Yeah. I was furious.
You like this? You guys like this? This is
Yeah,
how you...
he likes that.
Actually,
He likes to
she
be
assaulted me with a
smacked around.
knife.
Okay,
He
so
loves it.
he ends up calling the police?
Well,
And the police end up involved?
I took a knife. Okay, he had me so furious with him. Not that I was going to take a knife and go kill him, because I know I'm not going to do that. But
You're
I
just
wanted
gonna
to
take a
scare
knife
him.
and scare him.
I wanted to scare him.
And so what did you do?
I just took the knife out of the drawer and I just took it out and I was like, you son of a, you know what? And calling him all the names in the book, letting him know who he's screwed with.
And then, how did the police get there?
And then he went in, he ran outside his house.
And then you called the police?
Yes, I did.
And the police come over, did she get arrested?
Oh, yes, they sure did. They took her out in handcuffs.
Okay, and then of course you dropped the charges.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay, of course, okay. And then what happens? You're still together at this point?
Yeah.
And then what does it take?
He called the cops on me many times.
Now, what does it take for you guys to break up finally?
I broke up with him because he was not a good... He was good in some ways, yes, but he was very bad in other ways, very abusive, and I can't deal with that. And then him making fun of me with my earrings and acting like he's immature.
Okay. Where's the ring? Do you have the ring on you?
Yeah.
Do you have a receipt for the ring?
Yes, I do.
May I see the receipt? May I see the ring?
Yeah, sure.
It's right on my finger.
Take it off. Let me see it.
Receipt for the engagement, huh?
Only if it comes back to me.
I know you're wearing black, but you're not the judge.
I know.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So can a relationship between a 21-year-old stripper and a 45-year-old guy ever work out?
I don't believe so. Not
Because what?
different values, different life experiences, different wants and needs.
What do you think?
I would agree with her. Anna Nicole Smith was a great example. It sounds like she's just leeching for money off him.
Well, but you know what? She stayed with him until he died.
Yeah, but still, just to get the inheritance.
What do you think?
Money is motivation.
Money's the motivation.
Money is motivation.
It can never be love. A 21-year-old can never love a 45.
Maybe, but I think money is the motivation.
There you go, going inside the courtroom.
It's pretty. What is your reasoning behind your ability to keep the ring? What's your legal defense? Because let me explain to you how the law works, and then you can tell me why you feel that you're exempt from it. Engagement rings are like other gifts. Gifts that if you gave your pair of earrings as a gift and he's suing for it, now he's out of gas. But an engagement ring is something special in the law that we call a gift in contemplation of marriage. The marriage didn't happen. Then some states make you figure out why the marriage didn't happen, which I think is a crazy position. But they make a judge sit there, analyze your lies, and figure out whose fault it is that you broke up. You're in a no-fault state, which makes a lot more sense. New Jersey is just, did the marriage happen? No. Then he gets the ring back. Why doesn't that apply to you?
Because first of all, the ring was a gift. And then he said, we got into an argument. And he says, oh, give me my ring back. I said, no, you're not getting it back. And I said, I'm going to keep it. I cherish it, and I want to keep it. You know, it's something that you gave me. It's something from you. And you know what? With all the misery you put me through, you owe me something. And he said, okay, then keep the ring then keep it then, and you can have it then. And I said, okay. And ever since then, I kept it.
And then why do you think he had a change of heart?
Because I left him. And I'll be honest with you, the truth of the matter is I did not dump him for somebody else. I left him because of the way that he treated me. Okay. He made fun of me, he abused me, and he cheated on me, and then he turned around and told me he loves me, and one who cheats like that does not love somebody.
I have a question. One of the things you said in your complaint was that you folks even went to the extent of getting counseling and a lie detector test. What are you talking about?
Back in May, she didn't believe me, so we got a lie detector test, both of us. We spent $550 a piece, and I passed all 10 questions, where she failed, you know, a few questions there.
Okay. Let me explain something to you guys. It's not supposed to be this hard. It's not supposed to be this hard. As someone who's going to celebrate her 20th wedding anniversary next year, it's not supposed to be this hard. There is an enormous age difference between you two that is like a big chasm you can't cross. It's like you're looking down into some crevice in this world where it's just impossible. You're not good for each other. You're toxic for each other. You both need to move on in your lives. I say this because I'm afraid, because I hear the emotion in your voice, and I saw the way you couldn't take your eyes off her when she walked in. Don't go back to, look at them looking at each other now when I say that. You're not good for each other. It's not supposed to be this hard. It's not. You don't build lasting relationships like this. You build flames that burn out very quickly and are very exciting for like, a month or two. Is that what you want in your life? Or you want some stability? You want somebody to grow old with? You want somebody who's compatible with you? That's what you need to ask yourselves, because you're not good for each other. I have one issue in front of me. Was this a gift in contemplation of marriage, meaning an engagement ring? And it was, okay? And did the marriage take place? And it didn't. And that being the case, I'm sorry, but the ring goes back to him. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
So the defendant leaves the courtroom without the ring. So step in. What are you thinking right now as you contemplate this decision?
If I would have known this was going to happen, I wouldn't have brought it with me.
Well, maybe this could be a new start for you,
I feel like I got screwed over.
You still have feelings for him?
Yeah.
After all you described in the courtroom, all
And
that?
he still has feelings for me, too, I know.
You still want a relationship with him?
I don't know. It's in God's hands.
All right. Okay.
All right, ma'am.
Documents waiting for you right down this way. All right, step on out here. Is there, what's going through your mind?
I'm happy with the verdict. Very happy.
Is there any chance that the band can get back together, so to speak? Here?
Not in the near future, maybe 10 years down the line. But
what do you think of that?
Can't happen. Like she said, they're toxic for each other.
He's still thinking about it.
Yeah. I don't know what
Not
to do.
in the near future.
Yeah, please don't.
not
I
in the near
hope not.
future.
Harvey?
Okay, the law's been changing. The majority of states now say that if somebody's engaged and the guy gives the girl the ring and it doesn't work out, the guy gets the ring back, and it doesn't matter who breaks off the engagement. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't predict the future, but it can help you feel confident about future hires. Because Hiring Pro combines real-time insights and candidate data from the LinkedIn network with the criteria you've set for your role to deliver you a list of top-fit candidates. Businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Get the most out of your vehicle with GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco original equipment. The only parts designed, engineered, tested, and backed by General Motors. You can find your perfect fit for most makes and models and choose from 3 tiers of parts, including GM OE or gold and silver aftermarket parts. Visit gmparts.com for more information.
This is the plaintiff, Tyvon Harrison. He says he sold a '95 Mitsubishi Galant to the defendants, only to discover they stopped payment on the check they gave to him. When he asked them why, they told him they found a better deal on another car. Huh? The crazy ladies won't even return the car to him. How do they possibly think they can have it both ways, the car and the money? He's suing for $2,200, the amount owed. These are the defendants, Tampa Watson and Mamie Jackson Muhammad. Tampa says they took the car to a mechanic and he told them it would cost another $2,600 to get the thing to pass inspection and to get it roadworthy. The car was a piece of junk. They got hoodwinked by the fast-talking con man. And if anyone's owed money, it's them. They're accused of changing their minds. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $547 for storage fees and useless title applications.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff sold a 95 Mitsubishi Galant to the defendants and says that the defendants stiffed him. But the defendants claim a mechanic told them the car was a mess that would cost thousands to fix. It's the case of you're anything but Galant.
Tyvon Harrison,
Yes.
you are suing Tampa Watson and maybe Jackson Muhammad? Okay. For $2,200 that you say they owe you on the sale of a vehicle, and you are counterclaiming against them $547 that you want given back to you, that you spent to title and register the car and store it because you say the car is a piece of junk. Okay, Mr. Harrison, let's start with you.
Yes. I met the defendant through her brother, Amir Muhammad.
That's her brother?
Yes.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
So he explained to me that his sister was interested in a vehicle, which he knew I had one. So that's how we made a connection on that. So she came from PA to test drive the vehicle and to see what was wrong with it.
And the car is what car?
It's a 1995 Mitsubishi Galant.
Okay.
So she came up here, test drove it, and it was making noise. The only problem that was wrong with it, that we knew, to my knowledge, because I never got it inspected, was the gauge was moving back and forth, and the muffler had to be fixed.
Did you ever get it inspected before you bought it?
No, we didn't get it inspected before we bought it because since it was going through my brother, I figured he only told me that it needed a tune-up and it had a hole in the muffler.
Is your brother a mechanic?
No,
Yes
but
or no?
no.
Okay, so why wouldn't you have a 17-year-old car that you're buying inspected? You didn't want anybody to look at it to see, like, what's going to hold up, if it's a good motor, like you just didn't want to spend the $100 or whatever?
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was that we wanted to get it inspected by our mechanic.
Well, not after you buy it, you know, I mean before you buy it, so that you know whether to buy it. And if you're driving how far to buy it?
2 hours.
Yeah, so you can only get it to your neck of the woods if you bought it. The idea is to get something, when you're buying a 17-year-old, I mean, your car's older than my oldest child. You know, when you're buying a 17-year-old car, is that does your car sass you? Buying a 17-year-old car is that you have it looked at before you buy it. Anyway, so go ahead.
So yes, she came up here to test drive it, which she did. We explained to her the problems that we seen that was visible. It was the muffler and the gauge, because I never got it inspected. As soon as I bought it,
How long before selling it did you buy it?
Probably like a week prior.
Why did you sell it so fast?
Because I was interested in another vehicle.
Well, why'd you buy this one? Is this what you do? You buy and sell cars, or is this just?
I just started, tell you the truth. I just started.
Okay, so how many cars have you bought and sold?
No, this is the second one.
You weren't just trying to get rid of this car because you knew there was something wrong with it?
No.
So you had bought this car how?
I was riding and I seen the car was for sale.
And how much? But you bought it
if I could sell it.
You bought it retail at a dealership?
Yes.
And how much did you pay for it?
$1,000.
And then how much did you sell it to her for?
$22.
So how come you got it so cheap?
It wasn't cheap. To tell you the truth, I don't see it being cheap. $1,000.
The $1,000?
Yeah.
What do you, if you think that the $1,000 was expensive, how do you think she feels about the 22? Did you put any work in it in the meantime?
Mm-mm.
Well, so you buy it for $1,000, which you thought was overpaying, and then you charge her $2,200?
Yes.
You don't think that's overpaying? What's the Blue Book value of the vehicle?
I have no idea.
Nobody has any idea?
I do.
When did you get the idea?
We checked it out
Afterwards?
when we was preparing for this case.
Oh, why don't you get the idea before you buy the 17-year-old car?
See, when it's your
Let me
son
see the
or
Kelly Blue
stepson,
Book.
you don't think that he would cheat you?
Why?
You know?
I don't know him from a hole in a wall.
Well, but we think we do.
Why do you think you do? How'd that work out for you?
Not too good.
Right.
So would you ever buy a 17-year-old car without having it inspected?
Not at all. I think after 17 years, you're assuming all the risk.
Okay, I'm going to up it now. Would you ever buy a 17-year-old car?
Yes.
You think they could be okay?
If the price was right and the make and model was something that I knew about.
Would you buy one without having it inspected?
Absolutely not.
Because?
You don't know what the car's been through.
Even if it looks nice?
Even if it looks nice.
Going inside the courtroom.
So the car in very good condition is $550. Did you know the Blue Book value when you bought it?
No.
And did you know the Blue Book value when you sold it?
No.
What did you do? Just happy you found a sucker who'd pay twice what you paid?
To tell you the truth,
Stand up, brother. Sit up. Sit up. Up. Let's see you. So why are you telling her that this is your sister, half sister, what?
My sister.
Full sister.
My half sister.
Is that your mom and dad?
That's my father.
Okay, but that's not your mom. Okay, so she's your half sister, and like, how come you're on that side? Because you think you should be paid or return the car?
The car and belonged to him. The money, they made the deal. It wasn't my car.
Right. You make a deal. You pay $2,200. You get the car, and you take a check and let go of the car and sign over the title.
That was a big mistake. I learned.
Oh, you
from
think?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you how it's done. You go with her to the bank where she's drawing the check from, and then, and if there's not one of those branches, then she doesn't bring a check. She brings cash. She can go to the bank and get the cash, give you the cash, then you release a car and a title. You do not release a car and a title on something that can go wrong. So now you have the car for how long before you decide this is a piece of garbage, I don't want it?
Oh, actually 2 days.
And how did you find out that it was a piece of garbage you didn't want it?
Because my mom and dad took it to the
Now you take it to the mechanic?
They took it and got it notarized, and then
what's notarized?
Well,
Took it we got it checked out.
Got
by the
title and
mechanic.
stuff. Yes.
Right.
So I figured, okay, well, that's my brother. So I figure, you know, with him, he's done this.
He doesn't know anything. What, you know, honest to God, why are you trusting him on this?
He does this all the time.
Does what?
This is what he does. He goes to a dealership, a car lot. He purchases a car.
The brother.
Right. Amir paid $500 to Frank and took the car.
Who's Frank?
Okay.
Wait, who's Frank?
Frank is a
the
man
guy who
that
sells
owns
them?
a car lot.
Okay, so you think that your stepson gave $500 to Frank.
Right. He couldn't get it in his name because he doesn't have a license.
Keep using pronouns. I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm saying Eric.
Who's Eric?
Eric, Amir, whichever name he wants to go by today.
Eric is Amir?
Yes, that's the same person. My stepson, his son.
Okay.
He doesn't have a license, so he can't get the car. So he had to get the car and get everything in Tavon's name.
You mean he's done this before with Tavon?
Yes, he does this, but not with Tavon. He's done this
what does that
before.
have to do with what happened here, which is that you bought a car, and right now, you gave a check, then did you stop payment on the check?
I did.
Stop payment on the check, so now you have a car and you haven't paid for it and you haven't returned the car. What am I supposed to do with this?
They're supposed to come and get the car. We told them to
get
come
the
and
car.
get it.
Why?
Yeah, because we can't drive it.
Then
It's
get
in
it
terrible
towed.
condition.
Stop.
Why should we have to pay for the tow?
Did you buy a car with warranties, or did you buy a car as is?
We bought a car where he said the only thing was wrong with it was a hole in the muffler and a tune-up.
It's a 17-year-old car, lady. Have you ever bought a car in your life?
Yeah, I bought cars, but not that old.
Okay. Every private party sale is an as-is sale unless you can prove otherwise. Somebody telling you it's a good car is not proving otherwise. Do you have paperwork from this transaction? Any paperwork whatsoever?
Yeah. This is pictures. Okay. And this is the paperwork that was in this envelope.
But where's the piece of paper that was a bill of sale? I take it no one took a pen and a piece of paper and wrote, I hereby sell my 17-year-old car, send it to college, to you, VIN number, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Nobody took the time to write that on a several $1,000s purchase. Okay. So what is this? This is a private party sale, which by virtue of operation of law is an as-is sale, unless you can prove otherwise. Every party who buys a used car says, we were told there was nothing wrong with it. That's not really it. You have to be able to prove that he knew something and somehow hid it. I've seen people prove that by showing the, reports from the mechanic he took it to that told him how wrong the thing was and what was it, and then he buried it and lied or stuff like that. You don't have any of that. You have him selling you a used car that you didn't do the slightest modicum of research on. And then what happens? You tell him I want my money back, and the guy who can say, too bad, as is sale, doesn't say that. You say to them, okay. Right? You were going to give them their money back.
Yeah, until they say that the only reason why they're not going to get a car back is because they want to be reimbursed for the registration and all the other fees. So
then all of a sudden it's okay. Give me my money back. I'll give you your car back. Happy day. But, oh, by the way, you can also pay us $600 or whatever the heck else they were suing for. $547, which is their counterclaim. $177 to register the car and $307. Like, do you not understand that it was like a total gift horse that you were looking in the mouth there, where the guy was telling you, okay, I'll return the car, and you don't have, did you talk to anybody? Did you do any research online, anything to figure out whether you have the right to not only, in order to get your money back, demand all this other money, and by the way, you travel 2 hours and come pick it up. What if you're wrong? As it turns out you are. Now what? You don't have a right to return the car under these circumstances, so now what? Now you're stuck with the car, and now you're going to have to pay for it. Verdict is for the plaintiff, and the amount of the purchase price, which is $2,200, on the counterclaim, $0. Good luck, folks.
The plaintiff, the seller, will get his money for selling that car to you. What's your feeling on this?
Well, next time I know. You know, not
What do you know
that.
now that you didn't know before?
That you can't trust everybody, family or not.
I don't know. What about getting a used car checked out before you buy it? No matter who you buy it from.
We'll definitely do that the next time. Well, I actually, went ahead and purchased another car, but, we went ahead and got everything checked out.
Research, right?
Yes.
Now, if you knew Eric has done this before, you said you kind of know this. Why did you buy a car from him?
All the time, but
so why did you buy from him?
Because he usually sells good cars. We never had no problem with him before. We actually had another car that we got from him.
Well, you have this car. You're stuck with this car now.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll scrap it and get what we could get for it.
Okay, right down there. Okay, head right down there with Officer McIntosh. All right, so come on in here. You're going to finally get paid. Eric, anything? Oh, thanks a lot. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, unless there's proof of fraud, there is no way of undoing this sale. And let me just say, it is stupid not to get a car like this inspected. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
This is the plaintiff, Lula Brown. She says she was wiped out after Hurricane Sandy hit, and everything in the apartment she rented from the defendant was gone. She knew she had to move out of the defendant's apartment right then and there, and when she told her she was moving on, the defendant promised to give her back her security deposit. The woman gave her a check, all right, but she deducted 1 month's rent from it. What nerve, considering she couldn't live in the place she was charging her a month's worth of rent for. She's suing for $1,988, the amount she's owed plus aggravation. This is the defendant, Jacqueline Romanelli. She says the plaintiff left a ton of her wet belongings behind after the flood, which in turn caused a huge amount of extra mold to form. When she told the plaintiff she was responsible for removing her wet and ruined stuff, she ignored her and had to go to great expense getting her stuff hauled off. That's why she kept a portion of the irresponsible woman's security deposit. She's accused of being all wet. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $600 for the removal of belongings.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her life was devastated after Hurricane Sandy, and her landlord didn't help by keeping her security. But the defendant says the plaintiff left a wet mess behind that created big-time mold. It's the case of you break the mold.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Ms. Lula Brown, you are suing Ms. Jacqueline Romanelli, your former landlord, for $1,988 because she won't return your security deposit and has stressed you out and aggravated you. You have a counterclaim against her for $600 for the removal of her belongings that she just left you with after the hurricane. Tell me what's going on, Ms. Brown.
After Hurricane Sandy, I was in the shelter, and after the shelter, I came back to Long Beach. I didn't go to Island Park because it was messed up. The apartment was totaled.
Did the apartment get totaled?
Yes, it did.
Okay, how far was it from the shore?
We're not even close to
You're
the
not even
shore.
close, it was just really...
It was just
okay.
the surge that came in.
All right, okay. So you were in a shelter. Sorry to hear
Yes,
that.
so after I left the shelter, I went to my daughter in Long Beach, and I paid my grandson to go move stuff out of the apartment.
Okay.
And he
You had
did.
to pay your grandson to move stuff out of that's a whole other story. You had to pay him for that?
Yes,
Or
him
you
and
wanted
his
to
friend.
pay him for that?
Because the stuff was heavy. So
Okay.
it was him and his friend. He got his friend to help him.
Right.
And they moved like my TVs, my bed, and the couch out.
Your grandson and his friend had gone to move your stuff when?
It had to be around the 3rd week from when I left the shelter.
3rd week after you left the shelter, so that's much later.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing that happens is
on the 15th.
Okay. Had you paid rent for November?
No, because I was at the shelter.
Are you in communication with her at this point, or you have no idea where she is?
You couldn't reach her. Her phone number, her cell phone number that I always called her on was not answering. And I did try to reach her to find out what she wanted me to do with everything. I asked the lady in the front house, and the front house lady said she didn't know where she was.
Okay.
And I would say about November 19th, Lula called me and said that she would like to give me the key, that she had taken out everything that she needed to take out. And then I did not hear from her for weeks.
Are we talking now about the latter weeks in November?
Yes.
Okay, so when she calls you and according to you, she tells you, I've taken everything I want out of there. You don't have that on tape and you don't have that in an email. You don't have that in a text.
No.
All right. And
No,
you
Your
say
Honor.
to her, okay, what am I supposed to do with all this other stuff? And she says what?
No, she said, I still have some more things in there, but...
Oh, so she hadn't taken out everything she wanted?
No, not even close.
Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Okay, but had she told you she had taken out everything she wanted?
She said she was going to go back and get the rest of her things.
Okay, and did she?
No.
Right.
And I had called FEMA, and FEMA had told me that I really had to get everything out of the place, of all the places, because molds would grow.
So should a landlord cut a tenant slack if it's in the middle of a hurricane? What do you think?
I think no. I think
No, the law is the law?
Yeah. The law.
Really? Is the law the law? You would never cut a tenant slack? What do you think?
I think I would cut him slack because it's like you have to understand their point of view.
Fair enough, but the judge is enforcing the law. Would you cut the tenant some slack about moving belongings?
Morally, maybe, but legally, I don't think so.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
So you get rid of all the stuff that she left behind. You agree that you left behind stuff.
No.
Do you have pictures of how you're saying she left the place?
No, I don't.
Why not? Why not? Do you have a phone?
A phone, yes.
Does your phone take pictures?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you have pictures of, because that's your claim to keeping the security deposit, isn't it? That stuff was still in there.
Yes.
And that she left it behind for you to have to solve.
Yes.
That's your claim to her security deposit.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you take pictures of the stuff that was still in there that she left for you?
Because she told me that everything in there, she said, I don't want anything else. I called
I
a mover.
understand, but that's your basis to keep a security deposit.
I don't have the key. Your Honor, at that point, everybody was stressed out. It
Right.
was a mess.
Okay, food for thought for the future. Anytime that a tenant you feel is doing something that's costing you money, so you're going to take their security deposit, document it. Now, call your witness, your witness is a mover and a friend of yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, come on up. Were you contacted by Ms. Romanelli to clear stuff out of there?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you clear out of there?
I don't know exactly what it was. I sent a crew of 3 men, and they were gone for about 4 hours. They took the stuff to the dump and threw it out. They said it was we picked up whatever was laying around, bags of clothes, a mattress, and the rugs and stuff.
Okay, but personal items, not construction debris.
Personal stuff, and took it to landfill, yes.
Okay, and the lady is a witness as well, or more support?
This is Cynthia Stalter. She came with me when Lula dropped the key off on the 21st.
Okay, come switch places, please. Oh, can
Yeah.
you two switch places? Okay. Okay, talk to me. What did you see on that day?
I went in with Jacqueline, and I saw that the place was still occupied. There were still a lot of things in there.
What was there?
A couple of chairs, a mattress, just rugs.
And that was on what day? After the key?
Yes.
All right. So how much is a security deposit?
$1,100.
And you returned part of it to her, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, how much did you return?
$672.
And how did you come up with that figure?
Well, because the security was $1,100, and whatever Section 8 paid me for the month of November because she occupied. And
okay, so a government assistance program paid you for the month of November.
Yes.
Does she have a portion that she pays or no?
Yes, $428.
How much can you stand up a second? Did you charge your friend for removing the stuff? How much did you charge her?
$600.
How much?
$600.
Do you have proof that you paid him $600?
I don't have a receipt.
Okay,
no.
did you pay cash? How'd you pay?
No, I gave him cash.
You gave him cash, she gave you $600 in cash?
Mm-hmm.
You have a counterclaim against her for $600.
Correct.
But because you feel that that other amount, that 400 and something, you should be able to keep as rent, I disagree with you. I think that what you're entitled to, because you can't charge rent, the fact that Section 8 decided to pay you for it, and the fact that she kept stuff in there, doesn't mean she can live in there. This is a hurricane. It's an act of God.
I understand that.
Okay? She's in a shelter. She can't go back and pick it up. At some point, she can go back and pick it up. That some point is a couple weeks later when everybody's getting their ducks in a row. I know that she can go back and do something because she does. She goes back and gets what she wants and then leaves you to clean up the rest.
Correct.
You are correct that you should be able to keep from her security deposit what she left for you to do. So if you've returned $672 of an $1,100 security deposit, then you would still be entitled to, there'd be a deficit on your side. If I tell you you can't charge rent, which you can't, but you can charge the cleanup, there would be a deficit on your side of $172, okay? That she would still have to pay you.
Okay,
That's the $600 minus the $428, all right?
that's fair.
Do you understand that you can't?
No, it's not fair. That's her boyfriend.
Are you her boyfriend?
Yes, they live together.
Yes or no? Are you her boyfriend?
No.
Do you
We're
date her?
friends. We're friends.
Why would a friend? I'm kind of curious about something. I'm a little curious about why it costs $600 to move a mattress and a few things with 3 guys.
Well, it took about 5 or 6 hours altogether.
Why would it take 5 or 6 hours? How big is the place?
It's a small
Well, you gotta
place,
go
but
to the
there's a
dump and
minimum
ride
fee.
around.
I got it. So here's what we're no, we're done. We're done. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna order her to pay you anymore. Take the money that was left behind that you ended up keeping for rent, and instead keep that for the cleanup, because I believe that you're entitled to something for the cleanup. And tell your friend he should charge less when he's your friend, if he's your friend. Ms. Brown, you have to understand that you can't. I have 3 witnesses saying that you left a bunch of stuff behind you didn't want, but that stuff has to go somewhere too.
But it wasn't no bed, Your Honor.
Okay.
It wasn't no bed, it wasn't no couch.
There were 3 witnesses saying that there was mattresses.
If I knew
and
I
that
had to bring my grandson, I'd have brought my grandson.
Okay, but you know what? If you left the place
lying.
empty, you should have brought your grandson. You should
They
have known,
lying.
because you know that she's telling you that she's not giving, that she's had to clean up all this stuff.
She's not telling you the truth.
Okay.
She's not.
All right, we're done.
Even the
That was
lady
my
at Section 8 saw me.
Thanks.
She's not telling the truth.
Very, very tough situation for everybody in this case, you know. She did?
Yes, she lied. And that's her boyfriend, and he did not take no bed out. The rug on the floor belongs to her.
All right, okay. All right, well, good luck with everything. All right. All right, step in here. You feeling on the result here? Step in.
I felt the hurricane was a disaster for
Right.
everybody. It was probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me as a landlord. But business is business. She left her stuff there, and she had to take it out. And by not taking it out, she caused me excessive grief with the mold all over, and it was absolutely terrible.
Okay, Harvey?
Oh my gosh, we've talked about this so many times before, but it's important to say again, because when you rent an apartment, or if you're a landlord renting out an apartment, you got to take pictures. Both people have to take pictures. Take them when you move in, and then take them when you leave. That way you can compare the difference, and I'm talking thorough pictures of the furniture, the walls, everything. It will protect you.